We are live. I know I'm not the only one that's just live here. Welcome to the Real and Raw with Lynn and Brian. Oh my gosh, talk about trying to disrupt me right now. Disruption. I can't. I'm having a hard time with that word today. It's no wonder. It's no.
Disruption.
Yeah, it's no wonder when I was trying to voice you yesterday about our topic that I was like, it used a different word. But anyways, we'll finish that in a minute. We'll be right back after this. It's one of those days, Brian. Hi, I'm
When
Lynn, and you are.
I'm Brian.
I know how to say Brian Kelm. That I can
Well,
say.
well, I'd hope so after over 100 times, but
Yeah.
disruption might not be a word you use every day.
Yeah, disruption. Yeah, I said it this time. Disruption. Don't
See?
some days I can't just enunciate and I just gotta flow with it.
To our audience, let's keep track of the word use of disruption on this show and how many times Lynn, says it the way it should be said.
Yeah, right. We'll see. Oh, I picked this topic today because we're gonna try something very different next Friday. I'm gonna be at my part-time job and I'm gonna try to produce a show, be here with Brian, and answer phones.
And we get to
So
improvise.
yeah, and but Brian is so good on his feet. All I'll do is when I'm busy, I'll just probably just throw him up like this and say, "Here you go, Brian."
Wow. Okay, that's a close up.
It'll be close up and personal.
Whoa.
Oh, hey, it was Tammy's birthday the other day.
Hello, Tammy.
Hey,
Happy
Tammy, thanks for
belated
being
birthday.
here. Oh, and then Scott Ricard is here.
How'd that go again, Lynn?
Scott Ricard.
Scott,
And then
that's the best chance that Lynn could do at rolling the R.
Ricard, yeah. And then there's Lenny. Thanks, Lenny, for being here.
Thank you.
He serves our country since I don't know what year it was, but he's for a
Thanks for your
while.
service, Lenny.
Yes, love you. Thank you so much. And then we got Sandy. It was her birthday the other day too,
I
I
believe it
think.
was,
No, I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah.
Happy belated birthday, Sandy.
Yeah. So anyways, thank you. It's my last one in the 50s. Oh, hold on tight.
You got to pick a Tammy. So the homework from now until your next birthday is find out what year of age you just want to stay at. You know what I mean? And then you just kind of rewind the clock. I'm 39 years old for the 27th consecutive year or whatever. You
Yeah,
know what I
with
mean? So,
experience. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. I like that because
Mhm.
we sometimes just don't oh, and there's Jerry. Good afternoon. I'm
Yeah,
here also. Keep it in between the lines. Yes, you're
that's true.
awesome. Lynn, I can't roll my
Belated.
R's either. So no, I can use it. I can say arroz. I mean, I can say a lot of stuff. But sometimes it just I don't enunciate very well. And I tried to get a topic with Brian yesterday, and I had my grandson in my lap, so I was using the voice, and I'm saying, what word did it actually say? Dis- Distribution or something?
Yeah, distribution.
Yeah, distribution. And I was trying to say, let's talk about disruption. And my voice thing just picked it up. And he goes, "What do you mean?" Like, I'm like, we're gonna try to do this show from the hotel next week while I'm answering phones and all this. And I explained it all. And then later I went to go see our subject again. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's no wonder he asked me.
Disruption, distribution.
Oopsie. The word see.
Well.
Yeah, so can I help it if my voice translator doesn't understand how I talk?
No, I at least like cleaned it up, as if I wasn't confused before.
It's
You
like
know,
one of those, use that word in a sentence.
yeah. Distribution is not disruption.
I know, but I couldn't enunciate yesterday, and I'm not doing any better today.
Damn you, Siri. How come you can't talk? How come you can't do it right?
I know, right? I've got a weird accent from all over the place, and yeah, I can't help it. But anyways, as far you see, we're disrupting, disrupting, right? That's disrupting our regularly Vocabulary.
Now she's even questioning herself when she says it right, everybody. We're witnessing this live, everyone. This is great.
Oh my gosh. It's the quirky things about my 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 speech sometimes and my neurological stuff wiring, and I just got to laugh it off and just deal with it. And so that's what I'm doing, you guys. But we're trying something new. And what's Lenny saying here? I have been
I've been
accused of
accused of disrupting disruption or
distributing
disrupting
Yeah,
disruption, distributing disruption.
don't ask me to do this like in a tongue twister. Distribute. Distribute. I forget it.
I'm glad you're
Note
with
to-
us, everybody. It's Friday. Lynn's had a long week.
Note to self: next time, Lynn, when you want to talk about a topic, make sure you can say it. What can I say?
Especially when it's a topic you chose to talk about.
You see, I'm not sabotaging myself, am I?
Everybody loves
Correct.
us, whether we can pronounce what we're talking about or not.
Oh my gosh. Again, I'll take ownership to say it doesn't matter. Change up your routine. Go out of your comfort zone like I am right now, because that's where you grow. That's where you actually, instead of being frustrated with yourself, you say, okay, this is what I've got to deal with. This is, so in other words, there's a lot of things that we can do. We can end up changing our show to a Thursday if it comes cumbersome.
Right.
So yeah, you want to use another word, and I almost
Cumbersome?
couldn't say, cumbersome. Cumbersome. Anyways,
Does somebody have the ability to look at a dictionary right now? Because Lynn, I think, is making up words.
Anyways, seriously,
you meant cumbersome?
Yeah, cumbersome. Yeah.
Right. I just want to make sure I'm connected to you right now. Oh.
Anyway, when it's difficult, you still have to go on. You can't let your fears or your concerns, how you're going to look like, bother you. Is my point. Okay.
Right.
I feel like Archie Bunker right now. I don't know. Just leave it at that.
Stay on point. Stay on point.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, being out of your comfort zone really helps you to just get out of your own way, and instead of stopping you from doing things. We were going to change this show because temporarily I'm working Fridays and Saturdays 7 to 3, and we're going to try to keep this show in this time zone and this time space, and the GM's like, I think you can take a break then, and I think we can do this. Don't know till we try it, and so and at week to week it'll change at the hotel or whatever, but I'm willing to try it, because if anything, if it fails forward, because we'll know. Lynn, can you talk today? Yeah, I'm still going to go online. I mean, but that's how you grow. You don't know what you can do until you try to do it.
I think the disruption is a word that I've taken on for the second consecutive year, because I've never been one for, and Lynn, you know this because you were the front runner for advocating this about, I think it was 2 years ago. So it was January 1 of 2021 is when you talked about, like, your one word of the year, or we were talking about, I mean, it was when our show started, is whether it's New Year's resolutions or your one word. I mean, I never believed in any of that, just because people fail quickly. But the one word stuck with me, and that word for the past 2 years has been disruption. And I've actually had people say, even before I even went to work on that one word, is I'm a disruptor. I don't take any crap. I go back on what somebody's commitment is, who their character is, what they say they're going to do, what they say they're not going to do. And to me, it's pretty simple. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, depending on how somebody's wired and how they look at the world, it's not going to be that way. Yeah. But it has to be intentional. It has to be something where you're going to take a risk every day.
Yeah.
And you're going to confront yourself, because the only way that you can disrupt something is to take the perspective or point of view you have now and suspend it for what's next, suspended for something new. But that something new isn't going to show up for a while. Yeah. But you're on that path, right? It's kind of like multiple voices are talking to you, but you're shutting off one and you're listening to another, right? Or I'm not going to look at the world from that viewpoint anymore, out of those particular glasses. I'm going to look at them through a different lens, through a different particle or piece of glass or pair of glasses.
Well, am I rubbing off on you?
Yeah, a little bit, pair, piece. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just like, taking this part-time job again and doing that temporarily. And then, I know what's going on with my health and whatever. So I'm bringing back the live, love, laugh out loud. And I was playing today right before the show. And
Yep.
I'm going to show you the little intro for my show really quick, because I just did this.
It's really
now.
good.
Yeah. So tell me what you think, you guys. What do y'all think? Yeah. What do you guys think of that intro? That's going to be, and I have
put Otis, your comments in, everybody. Come on, he deserves
Otis
it.
D. Winston is going to be my first guest, and he's an actor, former captain of Ohio State basketball team and track. He's thank you, Tammy. And so, like I said, I'm just doing it, man. I usually spend a lot of time doing, special things for each show. So now some of it's making me uncomfortable because I like to take my time or whatever. And the other is like, Lynn, you need to relax. You need to like handle this. Like I'm doing Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, my live, love, laugh. And then of course, Tuesday night is with Scott, Wednesdays with Cheryl, and Fridays at work is with Brian. So, I mean, I'm doing it. I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I'm doing it. I mean, I want to show up, and I'm just, like you said, you're taking the one side of yourself to the other and say, come on, you want to see what you can do it. I want to be more creative and more, on my feet thinking. I think I do that better than I do thinking. And so I'm trying to stop the stinking thinking and just doing.
Well, and I think that when you're disrupting is going to be one of the most difficult things you do, because your brain is on autopilot most of the time.
Yeah.
And so you need to disrupt that normal way of thinking, and you're doing it intentionally. You're doing it because you don't like where you're at. You don't like what you're doing. But if you keep doing the same thing, well, it's the definition of insanity.
Right.
And so it starts in your brain. It starts where the source of everything is, and that's how you think.
Well, and that's what I love is I know that I adding more chaos, so to speak, but it's not chaos, because it's a lot things I love to do, the things I want to do. And it's just now it's going to be fun. I don't care what happens. It's all going to be fun, and it's growing, and I'm changing, and I'm playing with different music and sound effects and doing all sorts of stuff, because I'm producing one show. I've got another person, Sandra, that I'm going to be producing for. I'll be producing for you here eventually soon. So I'm just doing what I love to do, and making it different and fun.
Well, another way of looking at disruption is where you're at and where you want to be. Now, I don't want to sound cliche, but it really is true, right? It's like you look in your life, it's like, okay, you already know what it's going to look like if you keep on the path, because there's previous history of it. Right. And so disrupting goes to the core. It goes to the foundation. Like, how many, the best metaphor I can give you is like when you look at a road that needs to be repaved, right? Maybe you have those in your town. Maybe you drive over them. Maybe you've even had to go to an auto repair shop to get service for a vehicle that drives over them, right? When they patch those, that's just a temporary fix, right? The only way that officially goes away is to get down to the root of it, which is to repave the whole road. The same thing applies to your brain, right? If you want to disrupt your life for who you can be, who you want to be, the things you want to do, you have a blank canvas to choose, but you're going to have to be the one with the pen and the pencil, and to say, hey, no more of that. I'm going over here. And it's a daily process.
Same thing goes with the muscle memory. I mean, shoot, I was gone from that job for 2 years, went back, and I'm like, and this is the funny part. I go back, the day I go back, the elevator is down. Yeah. And what do? I'm telling somebody, hey, Brian, here's your keys. Take the elevator, go. I know the elevator, but the automatic thing is to tell you how to take the elevator and where to go from the elevator. And it's like, no, That's not it. That was just old programming. Same
Yep.
thing to go make keys. I'm using a code from 2 years ago. It's like, no, Lynn, but you got the code right in front of you. No, this is what I want to do because I know where to go. And, same thing with the keys. I mean, the 10 key, I mean, I know how to not look at them. But at first I was like, wait, I'm going to second guess myself. It's so funny because it's like you are on autopilot and yet you got to question your autopilot.
Yep.
Is this still the right way to, Sesame Street or something?
Now, keep in mind is that if you are going to disrupt your life and it's going to be for the long term, it's going to be to transform your world and where it's at right now, you're doing it for you. Don't expect people to understand it. Don't expect people to relate to it because it's not about them. It's about you. It's about where you want to be.
Yeah.
And it's about who you want to become in the world.
It's like for the longest time, I'd have to tell my brain that when I'd want to go somewhere as public and I'm like, I don't want people to see me. And I'm like, oh, I deserve to be here the same as they do. Just ignore them. And then I go about it. And, if that's what it takes for me to say, I'm going to go and I'm going to show up, that kind of thing. But again, you have to look and say to yourself, who are you hurting? You're hurting yourself for who?
Oh, yeah.
For who?
Yep.
People that don't care, people that aren't living your life. I mean, you have to say, I'm getting off one hamster wheel. I'm gonna find me a new hamster wheel to ride on.
It kind of reminds me of now that we're getting warmer, and it's getting into spring, so obviously depending on where you live, it's going to be warmer than others. But when you're normally an outgoing person and you go to a mixer or cocktail hour, you go over to somebody's house and you have to mute yourself, or if you have to, bring it down a notch from being boisterous and fun. If you feel like you have to be somebody other,
you're at the wrong party.
You're at the wrong party, but also though you're questioning yourself about, am I wrong? And it's like when you get to a place of being in disruption, when you get into a place of your self-love and your self-belief in yourself, you immediately identify this is not the right group of people for me because it's not me.
Yeah.
I'm just showing up the way I'm showing up and it doesn't resonate with this group of people. Are the people great? Yeah. Not for me though. Right. Or maybe it's the wrong day or who knows. Right.
Right.
But it's when you become a disruptor, it's not like you're trying to be a menace or make anybody wrong for anything. You're doing it for you and where you can be in life, the potential you have inside of you.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of Seinfeld real quick where Elaine's like, oh, can you imagine? She's still acting, right? But she has to live with the whole everybody looking at her like, like, what the heck's wrong with her,
Anytime that, and it's like, okay, what a lot of people don't understand in business, and I mean, there's a lot of different philosophies in business and everybody's in a different industry. I get it. But it's like when most people zig, you should zag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Don't follow the path of everybody going. Cause you're going to a buffalo cliff. Shoot. And you're just going to go right down with the big old mess.
Well,
make your own words like I do.
Well, and in business, one of the dumbest things that people do is like when they're competing with a lot of other people is that number one, they look at all the other people for evidence or for insight. It's like, no, why would you want to do that? Because you're just going to be more of the same.
Yeah.
Look to different industries, look to different professions, look to different people for understanding and lessons.
Well, you guys, as we see it right now, as I would say from Scott's show, this is like I'm leaving my background. No, I think I'm bringing my green screen, but I'm going to be in a different location, a hotel in Billings, Montana. I'm going to be at the hotel motel, not in a bedroom either. Anyways.
Wow.
I'm such a goof today.
They came out of nowhere, everybody.
I'm super excited. Yeah, right? Like I'm never a goof. But anyhow, you guys, just ride with us. I don't know what next week's going to bring, what our topic is. I might even be falling off a chair. No, I shouldn't say that because it might happen.
You might get a close-up of me.
Yeah, you might get Brian going,
I don't have notes for this show. Brian,
yeah.
There is no notes. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So that's raw and real, people, and that's what we do around here. Anyhow, it's been really fun. We got to go. Brian's got a lot of stuff to do. And next week, we'll see you next week.
We'll be live from Lynn's Motel Hotel location.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. All right, you guys. We're out of here.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.